Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Principles of Marketing. We are now at our first week, which is the introduction. For our first week, we will be defining marketing and outline its components. We will be also describing how the various institutions and entities that engage in marketing use marketing to deliver value. We will be outlining the elements of a marketing plan as a planning process. And last but not least is to demonstrate interest in marketing jobs. So I will be starting for our first slide. Marketing. Introduction to marketing. First is the definition. Marketing is a complex set of activities and strategies that influences where we live, what we wear, how we conduct business, and how we spend our time and money. Marketing is also defined as the meeting of the minds between the seller and the buyer to satisfy human needs and wants with profit on the part of the marketer and the satisfaction of the buyer for the money being spent. On the basis of this view, marketing is an organization intervention and functions that set the process of creating, communicating, and delivering value to customers. As defined by the American Marketing Association, marketing is the activity, set of institutions, and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So now that we have mentioned value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large, what is value? Value is at the center of everything marketing. When we use the term value, we mean benefits, the benefits buyers receive that meet their needs. In other words, value is what the customer gets by purchasing and consuming a company's offering. So, although the offering is created by the company, the value is still determined by the customer. We have here the four components of marketing for the value approach. The first one is creating offerings that have value. It is the process of collaborating with suppliers and customers to create offerings that have value. Marketing creates those goods and services that the company offers at a price to its customers or clients. So that entire bundle consisting of the tangible good and the tangible service, and the price is the company's offering. So when you create, you must consider your offering and the product and the service. Tangible service, tangible good is a good or product that you can see, touch, smell, or basically can be detected by the five senses. While intangible service example is when you're at the hotel and you had a great time at the hotel, that is intangible service because of the hotel's services to you. Or for example, you're at a restaurant and you're very disappointed with how the waiter had interacted with you. So that is an intangible service. So the other one is the other component is communicating. So communicating offerings broadly describe those offerings as well as learning from customers. So communicating is a broad term in marketing, and that means describing the offering and its value to your potential and current customers, as well as learning from customers what is they want and like. Sometimes communicating means educating potential customers about the value of an offering. And sometimes it means simply making customers aware of where they can find a product. Also, communicating means that customers get a chance to tell the company what they think. Today, companies are finding that to be successful. They need to be more interactive, to have a interactive dialogue with their customers. They need their feedback from their customers in order for them to improve themselves and to be more successful. We have the third component, which is the delivering. So delivering offerings, getting those offerings to the consumer in a way that optimizes value. Marketing can't just promise value, it has also deliver to value. Delivering an offering that has value is much more than simply getting the product into the hands of the user. It is also making sure that the user understands how to get the most of the product and is taken care of if he or she requires service later. Value is delivered in part through a company supply chain. So this supply chain includes a number of organizations and functions that basically mine, make, assemble, or deliver materials and products from a manufacturer to consumers. The actual group of organizations can vary greatly from industry to industry and include the wholesalers, the transportation companies, and retailers. Logistics, or the actual transportation and storage of materials and products, is the primary component of the supply chain management. We have the fifth component, which is the fourth component, which is the exchanging. Sorry for that. Exchanging offerings. So once you had exchanged your offerings, you are creating an offering, communicating its benefits to the consumer and delivering the offering, and then the exchanging part goes on because there is the actual transaction or exchange that has to occur. And in most instances, we consider the exchange to be cash for products and services. So basically, once you purchase a product or once you avail a service, the exchange for it is cash. Marketing mix. A marketing mix is a unique combination of the 4 P's, which are the product, place, promotion, and pricing. So in order to satisfy the target market and achieve competitive advantage, there must be a carefully designed marketing mix. A careful blending of the strategy mix that satisfies a chosen target produces a subset of the overall marketing strategy. So this 4 P's is the traditional way of viewing the components of marketing. And these 4 components, I will start with the product. So for product, these are the goods and services that creates offerings. Product is a broad concept that comprises the satisfaction of customer needs in relation to a good, service, or idea. This strategy entails beyond deciding what good or services and the firms should offer to the target market. It basically consists further of the decisions about customer service, package design, brand names, trademarks, patents, warranties, the life cycle of the product, positioning of the product in the market, and the development of new product. We also have here the place. So for place, getting the product to a point at which the customer can purchase it. So whether you want to purchase it in a stall or in a store or via online or delivered it onto you. So that is the place. Place distribution strategy is the use of this strategy, and it must guarantee that products are accessible for consumers at the right quantities at the right time and places. So the decisions in the strategy consist of the modes of transportation, warehousing, inventory control, order processing, and selection of marketing channels. Another component is the price. So price is the monetary amount charged for the product or the part where we have the exchanging. So price is what the buyer has to give up to acquire a product. Basically, pricing strategy deals with setting profitable yet justifiable prices, and it is an essential competitive weapon. Price is an important element of the marketing mix because it means revenue for the company or the organization. And we have promotion. So how do you promote your product or services? By means of communication. So promotion is the communication relation between buyers and sellers. In developing a promotional strategy, marketers must be cautious in blending the various elements of promotion in order to successfully communicate with the target market. So most companies utilize the IMC, or what we call the integrated marketing communication approach, to send unified and consistent message to the target consumers or target market using all promotional activities, all available promotional activities. So who does marketing? The short answer to the question of who does marketing is everybody. So let's take a moment and consider how different types of organizations engage in marketing. We have the profit organizations, nonprofit organizations, and individuals such as us. Profit organization, we have an example of McDonald's. So how does McDonald's does it marketing? So basically, we have an example. McDonald's creates a new meal and they're offering it for 270, the BTS meal. And they launch a television campaign or a commercial campaign or through social media. And that is through communicating, and they make the BTS meal available on certain dates and certain stores, which is the process of delivering, and then sells them in its stores in exchange for a amount in the process of exchanging. Another example is from a nonprofit organization is the American Heart Association. So the American Heart Association created a heart healthy diet for people with high blood pressure and bound the diet into a small book along with access to a special website that people can use to plan their meals and record their health related activities. So this association had sent copies of diet to doctors to give to their patients. So when does the exchange take place? And what does the associate get out of the transaction? From a monetary standpoint, the American Heart Association does not directly benefit. But nonetheless, the organization is meeting its mission or purpose of getting people to live heart-healthy lives and considers the campaign a success when doctors give the books to their patients. So the point is that the American Heart Association is engaged in the marketing activities of creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging. And it does not involve same kind of exchange as for profit company, but it is for marketing. Another example that we have is us individuals. So we have here a sample of resume. So when we are creating our resume, we are marketing to communicate the value that we have to offer to our prospective employers. So basically in your resume, you are marketing yourself. So why do we have to study marketing? Generally, good social marketing provides people with information and helps them make healthier decisions for themselves and for others. Marketing also helps facilitate exchanges between buyers and sellers for the mutual benefit of both parties. And of course, all business students should understand all functional areas of the firm, including marketing. So there is more to marketing. However, than simply understanding its roles in the business, marketing has tremendous impact on society. So we have four marketing functions. We have the first one, marketing delivers value. So not only does marketing deliver value to its customers, but also the value translates into the value of the firm as it develops a reliable customer base and it increases its sales and profitability. So more sales, more revenues. Also, marketing benefits society. It benefits the society by generally improving people's lives in two ways. First, as we mentioned, it facilitates trades. And the second way in which marketing improves the quality of life is based on the value delivery function of marketing, but in a broader sense. I think when you add all the marketers together who are trying to deliver offerings of greater value to customers and are effectively communicating the value, consumers are able to make more informed decisions about a wider array of choices. The third one is the marketing cost money. Marketing can sometimes be the largest expense associated with producing a product. So, for example, in the soft drink or soda business, marketing expenses account for about 1/3 of a product's price, about the same as the ingredients used to make the soft drink itself. At the bottling and retailing level, expenses involved in marketing a drink to customers or consumers like you may make up the largest cost of the product. So, not in some cases, the argument is just justified. Marketing results in more informed customers, and it costs a lot of money. And the fourth function is marketing offers people career opportunities. Because marketing can be such an expensive part of a business and it is so critical to its success, companies actively seek good marketing people. And there's a great variety of jobs available in the marketing profession. And I will be discussing the positions that will be representing only a few of the opportunities available in marketing. So these positions represent only a few of the opportunities available in marketing. We have marketing research. So he or she is responsible for studying markets and customers in order to understand what strategies or tactics might work best for firms. Merchandising. In retailing, merchandisers are responsible for developing strategies regarding what products wholesalers should carry to sell retailers. I also have sales. So salespeople meet their customers, determine their needs, propose offerings, and make sure that the customer is satisfied. Advertising. Some marketing personnel work on advertising, and once they create the advertising, they had this television commercials, print ads, and advertising on electronic media, so the websites, pop-up ads, podcasts, and the like. So for product development, also people in product development are responsible for identifying and creating features that meet the needs of a firm's customers. Direct marketing are the professionals that communicate directly with customers about a company's products offerings via channels such as emails, chat lines, telephone, or direct mail. Event marketing. Some marketing personnel plan special events, orchestrating face-to-face conversation with potential and current customers in a special setting. And nonprofit marketers often don't get to do everything listed previously, as nonprofits typically have smaller budgets. But their work is always very important as they try to change behaviors without having a product to sell. So, since we previously discussed marketing as a set of activities that anyone can do, marketing is also a functional area in companies. So, just like operations and accountings are. Within a company, marketing might be the title of a department, but some marketing functions, such as sales, might be handled by another department. Marketing activities do not occur separately from the rest of the company. However, so we have here the marketing plan. So the strategy for implementing the components of marketing is the creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging value. Remember, from the value approach. So from the figure below, there are steps of creating marketing plan. Once a company has decided what business it is in and expressed that in a mission statement, this one, the firm develops a corporate strategy. Now they will, okay. And then the marketing strategies subsequently use the corporate strategy and mission and combine them with an understanding to the market to develop the company's marketing plan. So they have to understand the customer's wants and needs, how the customer wants to acquire, consume, and dispose the offering, what makes up the personal value equation. And these are the important goals upon the marketing plan or the company's marketing plan. So marketers want to know their customers. Who are they? What do they like? What do they don't like? So something like that. So as to us uncover this information, generally this requires marketing researchers to collect sales and other related customer data and analyze it. So once all this data or information is gathered and digested, the planners can then work to create the right offerings to fulfill consumer needs. And then the decisions have to be made as to when to alter the offerings, add new ones, or drop all new ones. And these decisions are the focus on the next set of chapters and are the second step in marketing planning. So following the material and offerings, once the offering is designed, the company has able to make it and then get it to the market. So here we have it. We have the planning, delivery of value, and we have the exchanging already. So this one is the two-way interaction with consumers, shoppers, and the customers. So once the customer has decided that her personal value equation is likely to be positive, then she will decide to purchase the product. And that decision has still be acted on, however, which is the exchange. So this is it. So in the mission statement strategy organization, this is the collecting of data, which is starting with the consumers. So current consumers, potential consumers, marketing research, everything goes in the mission strategy and organization. So in marketing, we also have a changing environment, and we mentioned that the view of marketing has changed from a static set of 4 Ps to a dynamic set of processes that involve marketing professionals as well as many other employees in an organization. So this way business is being conducted today, and it is changing, and marketing is changing along with it. So there are several themes or important trends that led to this changing marketing environment. We have here the ethics and responsibility. So businesses exist only because society allows them to. So if your business is existing, it's because there are people that avails your products and services. And when businesses begins to fail society, society will punish them or revoke their license. So we have here um, examples that uh, had a crackdown, which is the mortgage lending industry. So this company created and sold loans that could only be paid back under ideal circumstances. And when consumers couldn't pay these loans back, the entire economy suffered greatly. So this is one example, the mortgage and insurance or lending companies. We also have sustainability. So sustainability is an example of social responsibility, and it involves engaging in practices that do not diminish the Earth's resources. So we have here an example, which is the Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola is working with governments in Africa to ensure clean water availability, not just for manufacturing Coke products for all consumers in that region. So Coca-Cola is not just producing sodas or soft drinks, they also produce water, and they are distributing it to stores in Africa because they wanted to ensure that they have clean water in there as well. So we also have the service dominant logic. So you might have noticed that we use the word offering a lot instead of the term product. It's because of service dominant logic, the approach to business that recognizes the consumers what value no matter how is it delivered, whether through a tangible product or through intangible services. So one example of tangible services is having a massage at the spa parlor or spa store. Another um, changes in the marketing environment is the metrics. So technology has increased the amount of information available to decision makers. As such, the amount and quality of data for evaluating a firm's performance is increasing. So we have here an example, Cabela. Cabela is a store in the US, and Cabela combines data from web browsing activity with purchase history in order to determine what's the next best offer is likely to be. So using the data from many sources, they can build more effective metrics that can be used to create better offerings, better communication plans, and so forth. So by browsing the purchase history, they would know which products are most likely to be purchased and which products are not most likely to be purchased. And last, changes in marketing environment is the global environment. So every business is influenced by global issues. We have an example, the price of oil, of course. It is a global concern that affects everyone's prices and even the availability of some offerings. Another example that we have is Coke again, Coca-Cola Company. They have concerns with the distribution systems in areas with poor and non-existent roads. So if your place is in an island and the only way to deliver those offering is through a boat, and it would cost a lot, so there would be no distribution of this kind of offering. So these are the changes in the marketing environment. In your handouts, we have some references, so you may read it, and we also have some suggested readings. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. You may reach me at my Facebook Messenger account, and also you may ask questions in the group chat provided in Facebook Messenger. Before ending this video discussion, I will be requiring you to answer our first activity, which is answering questions. In your handouts, it says answer each questions in 10 to 15 sentences, but I will be only requiring you to answer questions in 5 sentences in an essay form. So we have numbers 1 to 7 in your handouts, but I will only be requiring you to answer numbers 1 to 2 only. So that will be a total of 2 items for essay. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, as what I've said. And thank you for this week 1 discussion. I hope you had learned something. And to end this, I will be sharing a Bible verse, which is from the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 23. Said Jesus, everything is possible for one who believes. So nothing is impossible if you believe and if you have faith. Thank you.